Hi, today we're working on a 7800 and I have a leaking SCV and it's number 1, so it's the bottom one here. I'm going to show you the steps to fix it and why it's leaking. You're going to need to take off these 2 bolts up here, and that takes off the stack, and there's a nut underneath here. And for ease, I'm going to take this L-shaped piece off too, which holds the center link. There's 3 10mm head bolts on there. Okay, next, after I said to get these 2 bolts out up here, and they're 5/8 head or 16mm, depending on what you have, and you unhook the 2 lines in the back. I did one on each side. This side's kind of tricky. I was able to break it loose. It takes a 30mm wrench. 1 1/4 fits on there kind of loose, but you can get it broke loose with that. And then I was able to use a slip joint plier to get the rest of the way. And then you can just wiggle it out. And then what we have to work on is on the back here. In this back cover, which is covered up, and I'll take a picture of it here in a little bit. Okay, you'll want to take these 2 screws out here. It's 5/32 Allen head, and the problem is behind this cover, so you pull the cover off. And then there's little seals in there. You see those green seals? That's what's leaking, and I'll show you how to replace them. Next thing you do is, after you get the old seals off, I just use a utility knife and cut them off. I take a 20D nail, or you can use a ballpoint pen. There's instructions with the seal kit. And here's the part number for the seal kit too, if you're interested. RE43893. And it comes with an O-ring that goes around the perimeter of the unit here. And there's also another one that goes for this shaft. You can take this Allen screw out, but mine's not leaking, so I'm just going to leave it alone. So you'll take your nail or your pen, and then you could work that on there, and then you take your fingertips and push it down, and then wiggle it around until you get it seated. Alright, I got both seals on, and I put some grease around that O-ring that came with the kit for the perimeter, the black O-ring, and then I'll carefully set it back down over there and make sure everything's in place. Alright, I got it back together, and I tightened down the Allen bolts as tight as I could, and everything seems to be functioning right. Make sure you got these O-rings back in when you go back together. I lost mine. You probably saw it in the video. I like to put some anti-seize on the bolts that go through these holes that hold the stack together, just so they get a little rusted up and water kind of sits in there. It'll help it next time when you got to take it all apart, back to part. So all you got to do is shove it back in the tractor and put your bolts in, hook your lines up, and you're good to go.